Welcome, folks, to game number 66 of our Mets 2016 replay. We're playing the Braves at Citi Field. For the Braves, it's going to be John Gant on the mound, and he's 1-4. He started 7 games with a 4.86 ERA. He's going to be facing Matt Harvey, who had a very disappointing season in 2016. He had but 4 wins and a 4.86 ERA. So both pitchers have identical 2016 ERAs of 4.86, which is way unusual. I just recognize that fact. So Harvey's going to get started, and we're going to face the Atlanta lineup of starting with Malik Smith. Malik Smith batted .238 in almost 200 at bats. That's going to be a 4-9 off of Harvey's card, and that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. So that's a strikeout for Harvey to start the game. It's going to be Ender Enciarte. Ender batted .291 in a full season with but 3 home runs. He's an outstanding center fielder. He's a 1 as a center fielder. It's 5'11", again off Harvey's card, and it's a fly ball right field X. Our right fielder is Granderson, and he's a 3, so he's hustling to catch that ball. Let's see what happens here. And that ball is going to fall in, and Enciarte is going to end up at second base with a stand-up double. So Granderson misplayed that ball, and it dropped in there. Not an error, but a ball that maybe he should have caught and another outfielder would have. So Enciarte is on at second with a double, and it's going to be their big guy, Freddie Freeman, batted .302 with 34 home runs. Here's the pitch from Harvey. It's going to be a 3-10 off Freeman's card, and that's going to be a walk, ball 4. First and second now, and it's going to be Nick Markakis. Now, Nick Markakis batted .269 with 13 home runs and 89 RBIs. So he's very proficient at driving in runs. Here's the pitch from Harvey, and it's going to be off Markakis' card in the column 1, and that ball is lined base hit, and we're going to try to score Enciarte, who is fairly speedy since he does play center field. He's a 1-15, if you can see that. And with the roll of a 13, he's going to score. Stopping at second is going to be Freeman, so it's an RBI single for Markakis. 1 away here in the top of the first inning. And it's going to be Jace Peterson. Now, Jace Peterson batted .254 with 7 home runs. Here's the pitch from Harvey. Again, off the batter's card. It's a 1-9, and that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. That's the second strikeout for Harvey. And there's 2 outs, and it's going to be Chase Darno. And that Chase Darno is the Mets Darno's brother. Can't remember his first name. So the 2 brothers playing on opposite teams here. It's going to be a 2-8 off Darno's card. Darno batted .245 with 1 home run and 233 at-bats. So it's going to be a 2-8, and that's a ground ball hit hard right at the third baseman, Kelly Johnson, who steps on the bag for the force and the third out. But the Braves pick up 1 big run here in the top of the first, and they lead it 1-0. And leading off for the Mets against John Gant is going to be Curtis Granderson. He's one of the 4 players that we're tracking in terms of stats. Be a 3-6. A 3-6 is a ground ball hit at the shortstop. At Ibar over to first, one away. Asdrubal Cabrera. And it's a 5-7, and that ball is lined, caught by the first baseman. And Yoenis Cespedes. It's 2-12, and that ball is lined and caught by the second baseman, Peterson. So 3 up and 3 down for the Mets. Score 1-0 Braves at the end of 1. And it's A.J. Pierzynski now against Matt Harvey. It's going to be off Harvey's card. It's going to be a 6-10, and that's a fly ball to center field. Center fielder Cespedes is there. 1 away. Ibar. Say 5-8. That's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Third strikeout for Harvey. And it's the pitcher hitting card. It's going to be Gant. Gant is a pitcher hitting card number 1. And it's 6-6. And that ball is lined, base hit for John Gant, the pitcher. So 2 outs, Gant on at first, and it's going to be Malik Smith. Be 4-5. 4-5 is a strikeout. 4th strikeout for Harvey. And it's going to be all right. Having trouble picking up the cards. Let's make some space here. It's going to be Neil Walker, the cleanup hitter for the Mets. 6-5 off Gant's card. 6-5 is going to be a strikeout. First strikeout for Gant. 1 away. Gant's retired 4 in a row. Here's Michael Conforto. It's going to be 5-6. 5-6 is line drive base hit for Conforto. He's on at first now. Not a threat to steal. Kelly Johnson, whose walk-off 2-run home run won the game for the Mets yesterday against the Pirates. It's going to be a 4-9. A 4-9 is lifted deep to center field. Back goes the center fielder Inciarte to the track, to the fence. He looks up, and that's a 2-run home run. Clears the fence by Kelly Johnson. So he's hit 2 home runs in his last 2 at-bats. And it's 2-1 now. Mets lead it. And it's going to be James Loney. Say 3-6, and that ball is hit up the middle and through for a base hit. So 3 consecutive hits for the Mets here in the bottom of the second. Plawecki, it's going to be a 6-7. A 6-7 is going to be lined in the alley, and stopping at third is going to be Loney, and Plawecki is in at second with a stand-up double. 4 consecutive hits now for the Mets here with only 1 out in the bottom of the second inning. They have second and third. It's going to be Harvey, who's a pitcher hitting card number 2. Here's the pitch from Gant to Harvey. It's going to be off Harvey's card, a 2-10, and that's a strikeout. So that's going to be out number 2 now. And strikeout number 2 is going to be Granderson, Curtis Granderson. Granderson hit to the shortstop in his first at bat. We have 5-9. 5-9 is going to be a strikeout. And that's the third out, but the Mets pick up 2 runs on 4 hits. And lead it by a score of 2-1. Go to the top of the third inning. It's going to be Ender Enciarte against Matt Harvey. It's going to be a 1-7. A 1-7 is popped up to the right side. In foul territory is the first baseman Loney into fair territory and makes the catch. 1 away. Freddie Freeman, he walked in his first at bat. He's the big slugger. He's got home run numbers at 4, 5, and 6 on his 1 column. He hit 34 home runs. It's going to be 6-4. That's a fly ball hit to deep center field. Back goes Cespedes to the track and makes the catch. Got a hold of that one. Just wasn't enough. Nick Markakis singled in his last at bat. Here's the pitch. 6-7, and it's swung and grounded to the second baseman, Walker. It's a 19. We're going to have to look at the X chart. Walker is a 3. And we're going to have to re-roll that. I love re-rolling a 4 now, and that's going to be a ball that Walker gets to and throws over to first for the third out. So 3 up, 3 down in the top of the third for Harvey. The bottom of the third is going to be Cabrera, Cespedes, and Walker against Gant. Here's the pitch to Cabrera. It's going to be a 6-3. A 6-3 is a fly ball lifted to left field. Left fielder is Smith. He hustles over there. And let's see what happens. Smith is a 2. Rolled a 3. And Smith looks like Smith makes the catch. One away now. Cespedes. That's a 2-5. A 2-5 is swung on and hit deep to center field. Back goes Enciarte to the track, to the fence, looks up, and that ball's out of here. Cespedes with a solo shot. And the Mets lead at 3-1 now. Cespedes really got a hold of that one. Boy, he's got some power in that swing. 2-6 to Neil Walker, and that's going to be popped up to the left side. Third baseman Darno and shortstop Ibar converge, and Darno calls him off. Makes the catch in fair territory. 2 out. 3-1 Mets here in the bottom of the third. And it's Michael Conforto. Conforto singled in his last at bat and scored a run. Here's the pitch from Gant to Conforto. It's 3-4, and that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. And so the Mets come up with 1 run on 1 hit, the home run by Cespedes, and now lead at 3-1, going to the top of the fourth. In the top of the fourth, Harvey's going to face Jack Peterson. I think it's Jack or Jace. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Darno and Brzezinski. Here's the pitch. It's going to be a 2-10. A 2-10 is a fly ball lifted to right field. Granderson is over there. Makes the catch for out number 1. Say 3-3. And that ball is lined and caught by the second baseman Walker for the second out of the inning. And it's going to be A.J. Brzezinski. Brzezinski batted .219 and almost 250 at bats with 2 home runs. Not much power. 5-9, and that ball is chopped to the second baseman Walker. Makes the easy play for the third out. 3 up, 3 down, and that's 7 retired in a row for Harvey. The Dark Knight. It's what they nicknamed him in New York. He had some, very impressive years in New York, but in the last couple of years, he's really fallen short of expectations. It's the bottom of the 4th. Gant. Let's double check. Gant's given up 5 hits, and we'll look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. He's given up 5 hits, 2 of which are home runs. 1 to Kelly Johnson, another one to Yoenis Cespedes. He's struck out 4, and we have him for 4 strikeouts, and he's walked none. So Gant checks in for the sign, and here's the pitch. It's 2-10 off Johnson's card. 2-10. That ball is lined in the gap, and that's going to roll to the wall. Hustling after it is Enciarte. He gets it in, but not in time to get Johnson at second base. So Johnson is 2 for 2. He's got a home run and a double now. And it's going to be James Loney. 2-9, and that ball is grounded to the first baseman. And he flips to the pitcher covering. Over to third goes Johnson. 1 away now. The bottom of the 4th. Mets are leading 3-1. Have an opportunity to score. Here's Kevin Plawecki. It's a 5-6 off Gant's card, and that ball is hit up the middle and through for a base hit. In to score is Johnson, so it's an RBI single for Plawecki. Plawecki's on at first with 1 out here. The bottom of the 4th, and it looks like Matt Harvey is squaring away, and that he's going to try to bunt, and he does, and that's going to get Plawecki to second. A successful sacrifice and the second out of the inning. So here you have Curtis Granderson now with a runner on scoring position. There's the pitch to Granderson. It's going to be a 3-3. And that ball's popped up to the right side. Second baseman Peterson is there for the third out. So the Mets leave 1 but score 1. And at the end of 4, they lead it 4-1. We go to the top of the 5th inning. Harvey's going to face Eric Ibar. Now, Ibar, the veteran, in 2016 batted .242 with 2 home runs in half the season, 335 at bats. So it's going to be Harvey now. Checks in for the sign. He sets and he deals, and it's Swan. And missed strike 3 to Ibar. And that's Harvey's 5th strikeout of the game. 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. It's going to be Gant. This will be 4-6. 4 sixes again, strike 3. Gant singled his first at bat, but strikes out here. 6th strikeout for Harvey. 2 outs. It's going to be Malik Smith. Malik Smith is 0 for 2. He struck out twice. Here's the pitch. 6-7, and that's a ground ball that's chopped to second base. And Walker better hurry. It's going to be an X. Walker is a 3. We rolled a 13. A 13, and he makes it. Gets him by a step for the third out. So it's 3 up, 3 down, and the Dark Knight has retired 10 batters in a row now. We go to the bottom of the 5th. And the Mets are up 4-1. It's going to be Cabrera, Cespedes, and Walker here against John Gant. Here's Asdrubal. It's going to be 4-8. A 4-8 is a strikeout. So Asdrubal goes down swinging. That's Gant's 5th strikeout. 1 away. Cespedes is 1 for 2. He lined out and homered. And that's going to be a 4-5. A 4-5. It's going to be a ground out right at the shortstop. And the shortstop is a 3. And we rolled a 16. 3-16. And that's a ball that Ibar gets to. And across the diamond gets Cespedes by a step. Cespedes hustling down that line. Had some hammy issues. Well, here's the pitch to Walker. Walker is 0 for 2. He struck out and popped up. And this is going to be swung on and missed. 6th strikeout for Gant, and that's the third out. So it's 3 up, 3 down here in the bottom of the 5th. 4-1 Mets going to the top of the 6th. Harvey in the top of the 6th is going to face Enciarte, Freeman, and Markakis, the heart of the order. He's going to have his work cut out for him. So Harvey checks in for the sign, and here's the pitch. It's a 4-10. It's a ground ball to the shortstop. And Asdrubal is a 2, so he's sure-handed. And 2 and 5, and he gets that ball and throws him out. 1 away. Freddie Freeman. Freeman is 0 for 1. He walked and then flied out to center. So the pitch to Freeman, it's going to be a 2-8, and that's a fly ball hit to right field. Towards the line goes Granderson. He makes a nice running catch. 2 away now. It's going to be Markakis. Here's the pitch. It's going to be off Markakis' card. 2-10. It's a ground ball hit right at Loney. And Loney is going to flip to the pitcher covering, and that's the third out. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. 4-1 Mets. Harvey is dominant. He's retired now, I think. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 batters in a row. And in the bottom of the 6th inning, it's going to be Conforto, Johnson, and Loney. Conforto's 1 for 2. He singled and struck out. This will be off of Gant's card, a 4-5, and that's a ground ball to the shortstop. Shortstop is Ibar. And that's a 17. Ibar is a 3. And it's going to be a ball that Ibar gets to and throws him out. 1 away now. And Kelly Johnson. Kelly Johnson's 2 for 2. He homered and doubled in this game. It's going to be a 1-7. A 1-7 is a strikeout. 7th strikeout for Gant. 2 away now. It's going to be James Loney. 2-2. It's going to be lined and caught by the second baseman, Peterson. And after 6, it's 4-1 Mets. We go to the top of the 7th. It's going to be Peterson, Darno, and Przinsky. Here's the pitch to Peterson. It's going to be a 4-6, and that ball is swung and missed. Strikeout for Harvey, number 7. 1 away. Chase Darno, brother of Travis Darno, who plays with the Mets. So we have two brothers facing each other. Off of Harvey's card, 5-7, and that ball is lined for a base hit. Darno on with a single. That ends the streak of 14 consecutive batters retired. It's going to be a 4-3. A 4-3 is a ground ball back to Harvey. Harvey is a 2, so that shouldn't be a problem. We rolled a 14, and that's a ball that Harvey turns around, throws to the shortstop, back to first for a 1-6-3 double play, and Harvey's out of the inning. We go to the bottom of the 7th now. It's going to be Gant facing Plawecki, Harvey, and Granderson. It's 4-1 Mets. Here in the bottom of the 7th at Citi Field in Flushing, New York. 5-7. It's going to be off Gant's card, and that ball is lined and caught by the first baseman, Freeman. 1 away. Harvey is 0 for 1. He struck out and sacrificed. 6-10. It's a fly ball lifted to center. Enciarte is a 1. We rolled a 10. And that's a ball that Enciarte runs down. 2 away. Curtis Granderson. Granderson is 0 for 3. Here's the pitch. It's going to be 4-6 off Gant's card. 4-6 is a strikeout. Second time Granderson strikes out, and that's going to be the 8th strikeout for Gant. And Harvey, the Dark Knight, has a 4-hitter going here in the top of the 8th inning. And Harvey's going to face Ibar, Gant, and Smith. We may see a pinch hitter for Gant. It's going to be a 1-8. It's off Ibar's card, and that ball is lined and caught by Asdrubal Cabrera. Nice catch by the shortstop, Cabrera. In 2017, Cabrera was moved over to second base. Wasn't pleased. Asked to be traded, but I guess he changed his mind. Got comfortable with the position right away. And we're looking at pinch hitters now. And we're going to bring Withrow to pitch. We're using the actual players from that game. I have the pinch hitters marked 2. Frank Core is going to pinch hit, and then we're looking for Woodrow to come in and pitch. Oh, there it is. Okay. It's right on top. Okay, so Frank Core is going to bat for the pitcher. Frank Core for Gant. And then it's going to be Woodrow. Okay, and this is in the top of the 8th. Here's Frank Core facing Matt Harvey. Frank Core is an ex-Met. It's 5-12, and that ball is lifted to center field. Granderson over, squeezes it, 2 away now. So Frank Core flies out for the pitcher, Gant. And then it's going to be Withrow. Withrow is had 3 victories with a 3.58 ERA in 38 innings pitched. You can see that there. Withrow, Chris Withrow. He will be replacing Gant. And it's Malik Smith with 2 outs now. Smith is 0 for 3. It's going to be a 4-9. It's going to be off Matt Harvey's card. Good morning there, Al. 4-9 strikeout. So that is the 8th strikeout for Harvey. 8th strikeout and the 3rd out of the inning, so it's 3 up, 3 down in the top of the 8th for Harvey. Go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 4-1 Mets. And Withrow, Chris Withrow is going to be facing Cabrera, who's 0 for 3, Cespedes, who's 1 for 3 with a home run, and then Walker, who's 0 for 3. Here's the pitch from Withrow. It's going to be off Withrow's card, a 5-5. That's a swing and a miss by Cabrera. Walks away shaking his head. Totally fooled. Swinging a ball in the dirt. 1 away now, and it's going to be Cespedes. Cespedes hit a solo home run in the 5th inning. I'm sorry, in the 4th inning. Here's a pitch to Cespedes. Again off Withrow's card, a 6-9. And that ball is lifted to deep center field. Back goes Inciarte to the track, to the fence. He looks up, and that ball is gone. A home run by Cespedes, his 2nd of the day, puts the Mets up 5-1 here in the bottom of the 8th. This will be Neil Walker. 1-10, and that ball is lined. Base hit for Neil Walker. He's 1 for 4. So it's going to be Michael Conforto. Conforto is 1 for 3. He singled in his first at bat. Now, Conforto's had some trouble hitting lefties. Actually, in 2017, gets sent down to the minors. Comes back and does pretty well for himself. Ends up with about 30 home runs, but is injured. I think he separates his shoulder on a swing. And he goes down for the month of September in 2017. He's still not ready in 2018, hasn't appeared in any of the spring training games. Here's the pitch to Conforto. It's going to be off Conforto's card, a 3-2. It's a ground ball hit right back to the pitcher, who turns, throws to the shortstop, back to first. It's a 1-6-3 double play for the 3rd out. But the Mets score 1 on 2 hits. The home run by Cespedes is 2nd of the game, and they now lead it 5-1, going to the top of the 9th inning. So we're going to see a little substitution in the outfield. We're going to see the Gold Glove of Juan Lagares. Lagares will be out there. And Lagares will be actually, you know what? We're going to bring in somebody who was Lagares may be injured at this point, so I'm not going to bring him in because he wasn't used in the game. And I'm going to bring in De Aza, who's a pretty decent fielder. I believe he's a decent fielder. Improvement over what they've got going out there now. I just saw him somewhere here. There he is. Actually, no, you know what? We're not going to make any changes. Let's roll. It's going to be the 9th inning. Harvey's going for a complete game. So that's exciting in itself. He's going to face Inciarte, Freeman, and Markakis. The score is 5-1 Mets here in the top of the ninth inning. There's action in the bullpen. Blevins and Familia. Say 3-7. 3-7 is hit up the middle and through for a base hit. So Inciarte on at first with a single. That is Harvey's 5th hit allowed in this game. It's Freddie Freeman now. 6-6. And that ball is lined, caught by the second baseman Walker for the first out. Markakis is 1 for 3 in this game. 1-7, and that ball is lined, base hit for Markakis. Stopping at second is Inciarte. And that's going to be all for Harvey. Goes 8 in the third and allows 6 hits. And we're going to see, with a 5-1 lead, we're going to see Chase Peterson. Let's see what Chase Peterson is, a lefty. So we're going to bring in Jerry Blevins to face Peterson, even though it doesn't really make a difference. But we're going to bring in Blevins. One out, runners on first and second. And Blevins is going to replace Harvey. And there, Blevins is, I'll show you what Blevins did. Blevins was 4-2 with a 2.79 ERA and 42 innings pitched. He's a lefty versus lefty specialist. He comes in only against lefties and faces one batter or so, and then just kind of gets pulled for someone else. So he's going to face Peterson, and we're not going to pinch hit for Peterson because we're not using the splits anyway. All right. Here's the pitch to Peterson. It's going to be a 3-10. So it's off Peterson's card. And that ball is lined in the gap, and that's going to roll to the wall. Hustling down after it is the center fielder, Cespedes. Around third comes Inciarte. He scores 5-2 now. And then stopping at third is going to be Markakis. So there's runners on second and third. RBI double by Peterson against Blevins. And now the score is 5-2 with runners on second and third, and it's save time. So we're going to call on Familia, who is the Mets closer, Juris Familia, and we'll look at his stats. Juris Familia, there he is, Familia. He was 3-4 with a 2.55 ERA and 51 saves in 78 games. So he's coming in, and he is the guy that the Mets go to close out the games. So he's going to face Darno and Przynski. Darno and Przynski against Familia with runners on second and third. So the tying run now is at the plate. Let's look and see if the Atlanta on that day brought in Frank Core to pinch hit, and I did that already. So we're going to stick to what we got. It's going to be Chase Darno. Chase Darno, the brother of Travis, plays for the Braves, and he batted .245 with 14 doubles, 2 triples, and 1 home run. Here's the pitch to Chase Darno. It's a 1-10, and that's lined and base hit into scores Markakis. So it's a 5-3 game now. And Peterson is going to stop at third, so it's first and third. So Familia comes in and is rudely welcomed with a RBI single by Chase Darno, and it's going to be A.J. Pierzynski. A.J. Pierzynski batted .219 with 15 doubles and 2 home runs. 5-3 game now. Here's the pitch to Pierzynski. It's going to be a 4-7, and 4-7 is a ground ball hit at the second baseman. Second baseman Walker is a 3, and that's a 10, and he boots it. Walker boots it, bases, and that scores. Peterson scores on that. So that's the 1-2 third run. So it's a 5-4 ball game here. Going to second is Darno. We still only have 1 out. 3 runs have scored. It's a 5-4 ball game. Runners on first and second, and it's going to be Eric Ibar. Yeah, exactly, Al. Oh boy, is right. So Familia, the Mets closer, hasn't had any support from the defense. Gives up a single, and then an easy grounder to second base is booted by Neil Walker. Not really known for his defense anyway, but you wouldn't expect that. So we're going to see what happens here. It's going to be Ibar. Ibar batted .242 with 14 doubles, 2 triples, and 2 home runs, and then it's going to be the pitcher spot. Yeah, it's the 1960s Red Sox all over again, right? Okay, here's the pitch from Familia. It's going to be a 6-12, and that's a ground ball to the second baseman. And both runners are going to move up. Neil Walker handles this one for the second out. So the winning run, or I'm sorry, the go-ahead run, excuse me, it's not the bottom of the inning. The go-ahead, yes, 2 outs. The go-ahead run is on at second base. The tying run is 90 feet away in Darno, the other brother, Chase Darno. So we're going to have a pinch hitter here. I'm going to look and pull somebody from the Atlanta squad who's available. And we have Peterson, and who else is available? Flowers. Tyler Flowers, who's a pretty decent hitter. He's going to come in. Excuse me. Let's look at Tyler Flowers. Tyler Flowers, a catcher. Not a very good one, but he's a decent hitter with a .270 average, 18 doubles, no triples, and 8 home runs. He has a .357 on-base percentage. I really like that about Strat. It gives you all the data right there. So it's going to be Flowers. Flowers for Woodrow. Top of the 9th. So there's 2 outs now. Runners on second and third. Score is 5-4 Mets. And it's going to be Tyler Flowers against Juris Familia. Here's the pitch to Flowers. It's going to be off Flowers' card, a 3-9, and that ball is lined into the gap, and that's going to roll to the wall, and hustling after it is the center fielder, Cespedes, and Cespedes gets it in, but 2 runs score, and the Braves are now up by a score of 6-5. They've scored 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 runs here in the top of the 9th inning. So it's a 2-run pinch hit double by Tyler Flowers against the Mets closer, Familia, closer extraordinaire, who had 51 saves and a 2.55 ERA. And it's going to be Smith now with Flowers at second base, 6-5 Braves. So it's a 5-9. This is off Familia's card, and that's a strikeout. Finally, the third out, but the Braves do major damage. They score 5 runs in the top of the 9th and take a 6-5 lead. And in the bottom of the 9th, it's going to be Kelly Johnson, James Loney, and Kevin Plawecki. we're going to take a look and see who the closer for the Braves is. B and C. B and C is a force out, and there's no runners hold. B is a force out, and if no force out, runners hold. C is runners advance one base. Yeah, I got my rally cap on. Let's see what happens. We're looking for the closer for the Braves. Gotta look for the. Oh, I know who it was. It was Johnson. Johnson was the closer. He had about 20. Jim Johnson. There he is. All right, so the Mets are going to face the closer for the Braves, Jim Johnson, with 20 saves, 2 wins, and a 3.06 ERA. So Jim Johnson is going to face Kelly Johnson, who's Johnson against Johnson, Johnson and Johnson. 2 for 3. Kelly Johnson homered and doubled, and then struck out. And then it's going to be James Loney, who's 1 for 3, and it's Kevin Plawecki, who's 2 for 3. So the Mets have been getting hits, but they've also been leaving runners on. So here's the pitch. And let's get the colors in here now. Okay, so what do we roll? We rolled a 4-11. It's off the pitcher's card. 4-11 is a fly ball left field X. Left fielder is Smith. He's a 2, and then we rolled a 3. And that's a ball that hits off of Smith's glove and falls in for a 2-base error. So Johnson is on with a 2-base error by the left fielder, Smith. Okay, so let's double check that. He's a 2, and we rolled a 3. A 2-3 is that's it. It's a 2-base error, yes. So Kelly Johnson gets on second base, thanks to the error by Malik Smith in left field. So it's going to be James Loney now. Loney, Plawecki, and a pinch hitter for Familia. Here's the pitch to Loney, and it's going to be a 2-9. A 2-9 is a ground ball that's hit at Freeman. Freeman is going to flip to the pitcher covering, and over to third goes Johnson. So that's 1 out now. And it's going to be Kevin Plawecki. Let's look and take a peek. Ty Kelly, De Aza, and Flores. Looks like we're going to bring in Wilmer Flores to pinch hit for Kevin Plawecki. Plawecki batted 197. So we're going to he's got 2 hits today, though. But we're going to replace him with, let me see what Ty Kelly did. Ty Kelly batted 241. Wilmer Flores. Yep, that's true. Good point. Productive out. I don't know if Wilmer Flores is that guy. So we have the choice of De Aza, Flores, or Ty Kelly. Ty Kelly, let's look at his card. Let me see. Wow, he has 1 strikeout in the 1 column. He has no strikeouts in the 2nd column. He has no strikeouts in the 3rd column. Wilmer has no strikeouts in the 1st column. Got a lot of doubles and homers. He's got 1 strikeout in the 2nd column, and he's got 1 strikeout in the 3rd column. He's got a lot more hits. So we're going to go with Wilmer Flores. So it's going to be Flores for Plawecki. Bottom 9. Oh. See what happens. Flores for Plawecki against Jim Johnson, the closer for the Braves. The tying run is at third base in Johnson, Kelly Johnson. And here's the pitch to Flores. It's off Flores' card, but it's a 3, which is not a good omen. 3-6, it's popped up to the right side. What you didn't want, right? And that's the second baseman, Peterson, calling for it for the second out. And we're down to our last out of the game. Yes, exactly. Had it been a 1, had we rolled a 1, it would have been a single. So here in the bottom of the 9th, the tying run is 90 feet away. We're going to have a pinch hitter, and it's going to be Ty Kelly. Kelly for Familia. Bottom 9th. See what happens. Okay, here's the pitch from Johnson. As you can see, we probably don't have many hits on his card. He actually, in the 3 column, what did we roll for? Do you remember what we rolled for Flores? It was a 6. Oh, look. Ty Kelly would have batted. He would have had a hit. But instead, we had Flores, who had popped up. Interesting, right? All right, baseball, love it. All right, here's the pitch. Now it's going to be in the 1 column. And it's a 2 column, and it's a 12, and that ball is lined and caught by the second baseman, Peterson. Game over. The Braves come back with 5 runs in the top of the 9th and beat the Mets by a score of 6-5. And take a quick peek at the Mets are 35-31 now. 35-31, almost to the 80 game mark, which will basically be the All-Star break approximately. That's it for the game here at Citi Field against the Braves, the first game. It's June 17th, 2016. We have the Braves on the 18th, and then the Braves on the 19th. Let's see if this is a 4-game set. I'm not sure. Braves were not very good in 2016, by the way. So Mets should definitely be beating them. And then we're going to have the KC Royals coming to Citi Field after the Braves. It's only a 3-game set against the Braves. So we'll play another game in a little while. In that game, it's going to be Blair versus Matz, Steven Matz, against Blair. I don't know what Blair's first name is. We'll find out. And that's all she wrote here in game, 66. So thanks for watching the final score of a very exciting game that saw the Mets give up 5 runs in the top of the 9th inning. The top of the 9th started off with a single by Inciarte. Then Freeman lined out. At that point, it was Harvey still in the game. He was pitching a 5-hitter and a 6-hitter at that point. Then Markakis singles, and 2 runners on base, and Harvey leaves the game. He's replaced by Blevins, who faces the lefty Peterson, who doubles, and that drives in Inciarte. Then there's second and third, and Chase Darno comes in. And then Familia comes in to face Chase Darno, and Chase Darno singles in a run, scoring Markakis. And it was runners on first and third at that point. And then there's an error that allows Peterson to score by Walker. That was a 4th run. That tied the game. And then a ground ball to second base sends Brzezinski to second, and then a pinch hit double by Tyler Flowers. Actually, it was second and third at that point, and then Tyler Flowers hit a 2-run double, and that gave the Braves a lead. So all against, well, most of the big hits were against their closer, the Mets closer extraordinaire, with 51 saves on the 2016 season, Familia. Now, the Mets actually get to a one-game playoff against the San Francisco Giants. So we're trying to get to that point to see if we can kind of emulate the exact record of the Mets that season, or surpass it to go to the playoffs directly. That would be interesting. But we'll see what happens. So that's it for Game 66 in our Mets replay. And this is Combat Painter signing off for now. We should play about 3 to 4 games today. We have the day off, so we're kicking back and relaxing. And that's all she wrote. So take care, guys. I will talk to you guys soon. And keep rolling the dice. Bye now.